Hey guys, welcome to Reconnect. This will be the shortest episode ever. Alright, if you haven't noticed, I haven't posted an episode in the last couple weeks. I went out of town to visit my family in Tennessee for 2 of those weeks. I had a great opportunity to visit Prince of Peace Lutheran Church in White House, Tennessee during this time to share some information about my book, Contradict. Got to present on how I've used the image on college campuses for evangelism and shared the 5 most common questions or objections that I receive when sitting in a freedom of speech zone on a campus with this poster and how I would respond to them. It seemed to be received well. I know someone at the church wanted to get tracts to hand out, and another person thought they would probably try to use a Contradict poster at a public fair for the town. So I pray that it was a beneficial time for those that went to that, and I got to see a couple neighbors that I haven't seen in many years because my parents moved off the old block. So that was great to see them visit as well. All right, so I'm taking some time off this summer. It's what this episode's basically to do, just to have it sitting there online to explain to listeners that you won't be hearing another podcast probably for a couple months. I just need some time. It's been too much getting them out every week right now. I look forward to releasing more, though. I have a lot of content I would like to deliver, a lot of new ideas or topics that haven't been addressed yet. I have people in mind that I want to interview that have agreed to interviews. I just have to find the time of scheduling it. The difficult part for me is having a place which is quiet and capable of recording this in an hour and time frame, which is good not just for myself but for guests. So that's one of my big struggles. So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully I can get a few of these recorded, make a little stockpile of them in case things get difficult during the school year when I start back up teaching. I actually got an opportunity to teach a international student class. We have a class called Cornerstone. It's an introductory class. It's only 1 semester long. Basically lets students know who we are as a school, our expectations, things for them to know for digital citizenship, preparing for college, looking into careers, things like that. I hope when I teach it, and it may be taught this way anyways, but looking at the unit list, I couldn't necessarily tell. I got to get more info in the class, but I think I'm going to be teaching basics of the Christian faith during this class as well, especially for the international students. A lot of them coming from China may be completely unaware of what the Bible teaches, who Jesus is, what we believe about God, and what He's done for us through Jesus. So that starts up July 29th. It's a 3-week class, 2 hours a day. Should be a lot of fun for me. Hopefully maybe I can come early or stay later on those days and do a podcast or 2 of some people in order to build a cache of these to be able to release throughout the school year, so I'm not always getting to this point where I got to record one, edit one, splice it together, upload it every single week. It became taxing, and I think maybe the quality dropped a little bit at some point. I'm not sure. Anyways, I look forward to getting back to this. Probably, I would say September is when I'll kickstart this again. So look this up again in September. If you're a new listener, obviously that means you now have a couple months that you can go back and get caught up on all the previous episodes. I'm also going to be hopefully trying to become a called Lutheran Church Missouri Synod teacher during this time as well. Some new rules were made, or stipulations or criteria, which would allow me to be a called Lutheran teacher in the Lutheran Church school system that I am a teacher at Crane Lutheran High School without having a teaching credential. Basically, you have to have taught theology for 5 years, and you have to have a theology degree. That's some of the main criteria. And I guess be good at your job because you have to have certain recommendations and teacher reviews, peer reviews, administrator reviews of my teaching classes submitted over that 5-year period. And luckily our school's actually been giving me reviews every year where I'm observed, and those are on file, so it was very easy to submit them. So I've been working through a 20-some point outline I have to fill in about certain doctrines. And, each of these Roman numerals, some have 2 to 5, one I think is like 7 or 8 sub letters of stuff to fill in, and it's just been taking me a while to get through this. But hopefully I can finish that soon and then get that released. And then once it's accepted, I'll have an interview and then be hopefully then considered qualified to be a teacher in the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod for theology, which if you're listening to this, you may not know exactly what that means, but we have a call system where certain teachers are considered to be called by God for this office of teacher or pastor or DCE, and there's different rules for who can be called to that. And obviously I've been teaching this position, I just haven't been considered called. So yeah, it should be good. The status means that I get a special tax exempt status as a church worker, and it also puts me on a list for being called to other schools. If schools are wanting the Lutheran church system want a teacher, they can go and see if there's any teacher that's qualified that's on the list saying they're willing to receive a call. So maybe some other school looking for a teacher will reach out to me and say, hey, we would like for you to teach for us. So, that kind of puts me into that system too. Maybe some interesting call positions could come up just because I've been qualified to be a teacher. Maybe even a church, if they don't have a school, could call me as a theology teacher and have me mostly run Bible studies or evangelism. Who knows? That'd be something I'd be praying about. That would be a really cool offering if that came about because of being a called teacher. I don't know if that actually happens often or even is allowed to happen in our system the way we run it. Other things I plan on doing during this time for Contradict is creating some Sunday school curriculum. I want to create some curriculum that can be used in Sunday school classrooms, small groups, probably high school, college, adult level stuff. Each thing will probably have, 3 to 5 different lessons or week of discussions. There'll be a participant guide where everyone in the group can have a printed page that has questions and verses already there. And then from there, there will be a leader's guide as well, which gives suggested answers for each of these in case you're leading this thing and you're like, I don't know what a good answer would be for this. I don't know what good Bible verses would be to help explain or discuss this question or point. So all that's going to be there. Probably most of these will have a link to a video on YouTube that I will, have that maybe could be played in the class or could, just be listened to by the leader beforehand to have a better idea of what I would expect for everyone involved to get out of this discussion. Maybe even I'll have some PowerPoints made. It's always difficult because I think good PowerPoints need images, and I think I'm fine to use images from online in a classroom setting for education purposes under fair use laws, but I'm certainly not able to use those images in a PowerPoint and then sell that PowerPoint. So that will make things difficult, but I would like to make some PowerPoints, hopefully, that people could use. Maybe I'll just leave a blank space and let people insert their own images if they're interested in doing that. All right, guys, that's what I plan on doing during this time. Just pray that I can accomplish this stuff and get that colloquy stuff done so I can be called, and also so that I can get some curriculum online. I also got to be able to figure out how to get that to be sold as an e-product that can be downloaded. And just pray as well that I can find time to record more of these episodes. Certainly, we're living in a time where things are rough and scary concerning terrorism, Islamic terrorism, as well as now needing to worry about Black Lives Matter, shooters and stuff, violence happening at these riots. You got violence happening at Trump rallies, we're certainly living in an interesting time in terms of the violence. I know in my day-to-day life, I don't see it, but I mean in person, but it's definitely online, so it could be coming to my neighborhood any day, and I'm not sure of it. Maybe it's already come to your neighborhood. So this is definitely a time to dig into God, to dig into prayer, and to remember that the gospel is what will transform lives and bring people to Christ. So hopefully we can stay the course, keep our eyes focused and fixed on Jesus Christ, the author and perfecter of our faith, and be able to proclaim that it is through Him and Him alone that we're reconnected into a right relationship with God the Father. God bless you all.